Hey everyone, Dan Percival here, and I'm going to talk about the fifth prototype of the Xtreme Ice Skate. So right here in my possession I'm looking at is the, I believe it's like the second prototype. I don't have the fourth, the last one with the X design on it, because I sent it back to the manufacturer. And they're looking at it because they're analyzing what we need to do next. So they need to use that as a template. So I don't have it, but I'm going to use this second prototype just to describe what it is that is to be expected in the fifth prototype. Fifth prototype would be the prototype probably right before I start sending out the skates for you guys to test them out. So here, this is the second prototype, and I'm just going to use this because it's better than just talking in front of the camera and looking at my notes here. So please bear with me that a lot of things have been fixed since the second. So firstly, I have that the stiffening. Again, this is just a second prototype, so this is not the actual stiffening. The stiffening on the fourth prototype, the last prototype, was too stiff. Like you couldn't even push it in, and that was a good thing. Let me bring it back to front here. That was a good thing that at first I thought, but then it caused way too much pain. It didn't give you enough. Like when you put your foot into a sneaker or onto a skate, it's supposed to adjust your foot just slightly in case your foot is a little too big or a little too small in certain areas. Well, unfortunately, when you got a skate that's so tight that doesn't move at all, it causes a lot of pain everywhere. And also, it's just not comfortable because it's not conforming to your foot in any particular way. So we're going to come up, the manufacturer and I of the Xtreme Ice Skate are going to come up with a series of like a grading system for stiffnesses. So you guys know, okay, so first of all there's like the amateur skate, intermediary, and professional skate. Well, in those three categories, we're going to figure out to a science actually exactly what the stiffness should be. How many layers of leather, how stiff how should that stiffness be on each grade of boot. And in regard to that, what I need from you guys is, rather than calling it a beginner skate or intermediary or professional skate, I need you to come up with names. Like, there's names like brand names or model names, I should say. Sort of like for a car, you have like the Mustang or a Camaro and so on and so forth. Well, and in skates you have names, just various, like Vapor or CCM. I'm trying to think of names off the top of my head. I can't at the moment, but anyways, you guys get the idea. So come up with names for beginner, intermediary, and professional. So what name would replace that? Would you use names off of like skating tricks? Would you use names off of like animals like cougar or well, preferably not that name particular, but you know what I mean. So that's what I need from you guys. If you could just leave the names in the comments section below the video, and then we'll just discuss. So I need that. Now the next thing is on the fifth prototype, excuse me, is that in the last prototype video you'll notice like that the top was a lot rounder. Again, this is the second prototype, so this is not reflecting. You just have to use your imagination, or from what you've seen from the last video, or use your memory, not your imagination. If you can remember back from the fourth prototype video, I showed you that it was all rounded. It rounded out a lot more. Well, we need to round it out even more, because even if you look at it like a hockey skate, for instance, it's still a lot wider than what was shown in the last prototype that we did. So we got to widen this out even more, a lot more, significantly more, so it doesn't hurt and it conforms exactly to your foot as soon as you put your foot in there. Alright, so the stiffening and the sizing or the roundness of the top is the second thing that we're going to be doing in the fifth prototype. We're also going to be making sure that the tongue fits in a little bit better, because the tongue on the last prototype video, as you've seen, was like so stiff it wouldn't even fit inside the boot. And then the toe area was too pointed. It looks too much like a figure skate. Remember, we're using like a figure skate template, and we're making adjustments from there. So we're going to round out the toe a little bit more, and it'll look more like a hockey skate. So that's going to be another, that will be another adjustment for the 5th prototype. And finally, that covers it. So I'm just going to recapitulate these things that are going to be fixed on the 5th prototype. So you got we're going to be making the skate a lot stiffer. Sorry, I'm trying to get my thoughts. We'll make the skate a lot stiffer than what would normally be a standard stiffness in a hockey skate or figure skate. But we're going to bring down the stiffness from what was originally made in the last prototype. It was too stiff. We're going to try to get the stiffness just right, so that it's very, very durable and but it doesn't hurt. Okay, so that's just the main idea. That's number one, rather. The second was that we're coming up with a grading system, a grading of stiffness. So this is not something that you should really pertain to, except for the fact that I need names from you for what names can I use to replace beginner, intermediary, and professional, like model names. The next was a rounder toe, then rounder at the top, remember, at the heel, and then finally was, which I didn't include in the first update, was the last. So that the last on the bottom, which is the curvature of the bottom of the boot, we fixed this so it conforms exactly now to the hockey blade holder. And that's it. So the 5th prototype we're expecting in the next month or two, and once I get it, I will definitely go over with you. And the 5th prototype will be a model that I could use on the ice, and hopefully I'll be able to do a video showing me using the skate. And then we'll probably have another prototype after that, and then I'll start sending out the prototype Xtreme Ice Skate for you guys to start testing. Alright? Take care, and I'll keep you updated real soon. Bye.